Hello to my summer classes. This is a general introduction that I'm making that will apply to my Western Civ 105 class and my World Civ 107 online class. So again, class has not started yet. Right now, you're not obligated to watch this. Once the first week starts, you will be required to watch the entire introduction. But this is ultimately just kind of to help get you prepared to know, what to expect, for the semester coming up. And so I hope you find this helpful. I'll try to not make this too wordy and just kind of break down a few things. So, um, first of all, summer classes are cram courses essentially. Most of you do know that. But there's still, every time I teach a summer class, there's a handful of students that really become shocked at the workload that we have because I'm required to teach everything that I teach in a normal semester, but just in a reduced amount of time. So I'm told the work is not supposed to be reduced. I have to put more into less time. Now, every professor kind of will handle this somewhat differently. So some of you may have had professors that and maybe you didn't feel like the impact was as much as you were expected. Um, I have a lot of videos to watch. This is going to be the main thing that's going to be different for you. You're going to have to spend some time watching lecture videos and documentaries. Um, Now, if you were to add up even all of those many videos together and take the hours there compared to being in a classroom, it wouldn't be much different than if you were taking this in person. Um, but I just have it. I have little videos broken up, lots of them for each week in the module. Okay, and you have to take notes on those videos to prove that you watched them. Now, while this overwhelms many of my students when they have me for the first time, the feedback I get for everyone who stays in my class and keeps up with it, they start to get a rhythm. And many students tell me that they actually find my class to be quite predictable, that I have expectations that are set up in a way that it sets everybody up for success. And so I have many semesters where the majority of the students I have get A's. Um, um, and so what I'm just trying to tell you, I'm not trying to scare you off. I just want to let you know you got to be prepared. And I just want to say some people are retaking my class. They had things happen in the semester that, life happens. And so I'm not even talking down on anybody who didn't get an A or even failed my class. Sometimes there's just life events pop up. So, but you're going to see that I really try to help keep you guys on board. So it's going to be this. You're going to have lots of videos to watch. You're going to turn in video notes. You're going to have a discussion each week, and then you're going to have papers at the end of the week, and that are short papers. I will give you examples and explain every assignment much more clearly once the semester starts. For the first week or two, I give a lot of slack in terms of, if you mess something up or you misunderstood something, I'm going to help you push through. I'm going to, overlook that. So if you're coming into the class ready to work, if you're a proactive communicator, if you're going to contact me when you have a question or a problem, somebody who goes to Zoom office hours, right? You're going to be fine. Okay, everybody who communicates with me and talks through something, we can always work it out, whatever the issue is. And I really am supportive of all the students. Um, so I just want to kind of get your mindset, like what are we working with here? Okay, right? And we're covering history. Okay, so my Western Civ, we're going from around the 16th century to now. My World Civ, same thing. We're going to kind of both end in both places around the same thing, which is the modern like where we're at in the world. And I try to keep fresh and update the ending of each of these semesters because world events change quite a bit. And I try to get it so that you are able to kind of have a better understanding about what current global events are related to our, the class that we have, apply. So for Western Civ, I focused on where the implications of Western history, and then I broaden it to World Civ, more so with that class because that's what it's called. But Western Civ is a part of the world, and world is a part of Western. So it's not like this hard line that I always draw necessarily. In terms of the syllabus for both classes, I keep having to alter a lot of things. I now have a free textbook. Some of the names of I put, I think, the West, and I put connections on the name of the textbooks. And if you look down the syllabus, and those don't apply anymore. The syllabus helps give you an outline of what to expect. Every week, I'm going to have the weekly work objectives, and you're going to see that they're pretty much similar to that, but I'm going to alter those from time to time. You're not going to be lost with this. You're going to see the way I communicate and how I line things up. And so the one thing that I've been trying to make sure that I still sometimes stumble on is I switch to free textbooks for you, but sometimes the numbers I forget to get the page numbers to correlate from what's on the syllabus compared to what we're using. But in the modules, if you're looking at the weekly modules and you look in the readings link and you look at the work to be done, I have everything there kind of more up to date for each week. So keep that in mind. I also don't use the calendar. Now, some would say, why? This is something that kind of annoys some of my students. They're used to having the calendar pop up. I'll tell you later on why I don't use the calendar. I'm not going to tell you now, but it's to your advantage. But it's not necessarily clear to all of you now why I would do this. What you just need to know is that we're going to have work due that's on Thursdays and Sundays, and it's the same every week, and I write it in the weekly work objectives, and you can put in your phone, you'll be able to put in there, like I have to put in the phone when I have Zoom office hours to remind myself. So that's something a little bit different. And so for those of you who are in sports, I also just want to say I'm gonna support you, but do not act entitled to go off and always prioritize sports and then try to get back to me later telling me, you had a game or you've been so busy that you couldn't remember something, and talk about it like it's okay. Like, it's just your class. I'm focusing on sports. Look, I will support you as you pursue sports, because I know that in sports you have a lot of extracurricular, you have a lot of extra things you have to do, but you also have to do well in this class, and you have to treat it like it's an equal. Okay, I want to remind students, when you tell you, and this also goes not just to sports students, when you tell your professor, oh, I'm sorry, I had to not prioritize your class because I did an engineering exam or I did a game, and obviously I need to do those things more than your class. Okay. So what you're saying is that, you're disrespecting my class. And it's noted. Okay. Uh don't do that to your professors. I get it though. I understand that you have different priorities. That doesn't really insult me, but just talk to me like a professional. Think about the implications of what you're saying, because part of college is to help us to go out in the business world, to be better diplomats, to think about how you word things, and the way that you portray what you're prioritizing in the world with people that you do have obligations to make arrangements with, like my class and me as your professor, right? So, just things like that. I'm very supportive to single parents, just parents in general. Um, those of you who work in public service, all these kind of things. So So everyone, just like special needs, whatever you got, like just communicate with me. We're gonna work out just fine. That's all I want to say right now. I live here in Portland, Oregon, right now. Again, full time, and I have another job out here. So I'm a very busy person. I sometimes work 7 days a week between this job and my other jobs. And again, this is where just reaching out to me and having an understanding. I understand what it's like to be busy. You're busy, but we'll make arrangements for each other. So that's it for now. And like I said, as the week starts, I will go over everything in detail, give you examples of expectations, blah, blah, blah. All right. I'll see you soon.